Dear colleagues, dear friends, I'm really happy that now we can open our international conference called Problems of Human Rights Defense in Eurasian Space and Best Practices Exchange between Ombudspersons. So this is an energetic note that makes us tuned, feeling focused on success and constructive work. It is the sixth session of the international conference dedicated to the legal mechanisms for defense of the rights of the youth. And we have ombudsmen from foreign countries, representatives of international organizations, commissioners on human rights in the constituents of the Russian Federations, representatives of the government bodies, scientific community and civil society. 125 people registered as attendees of the forum, representing in 29 countries: Azerbaijan, Armenia, Abkhazia, Bangladesh, the Kingdom of Bahrain, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Venezuela, the Dominican Republic, Indonesia, Jordan, Iran, Kazakhstan, Qatar, Kyrgyzstan, China, Mexico, Mongolia, Nicaragua, Pakistan, Peru, Transnistria, Russia, Serbia, the Kingdom of Thailand, Tajikistan, Turkmenistan, Turkey, Uzbekistan, South Ossetia, and we have 11 international and integration associations for ombudspersons: the Eurasian Ombudsman Alliance, European Institute of Ombudsmen, Asian Association for Ombudsmen, UNEC, High Commissioner of UN on Refugees' Rights, UN Commissioner on Human Rights, Information Center of UN in Moscow, Regional Delegation of Red Cross International Committee in Russia and Belarus, the Bureau of International Migration Organization in Moscow. Let's greet and welcome each other. Wished delegates to the conference. Now, the President of the Russian Federation, Mr. Vladimir Putin, addressed us with a welcoming word. To read out the welcoming word, we have here the head of administration of the President of the Russian Federation on Social Project, Mr. Sergei Gennadievich Novikov. Dear Tatiana Nikolaevna, dear colleagues, I'm happy to welcome you all here in Moscow. Let me execute the mission voiced by the President of the Russian Federation. Dear friends, I'd like to welcome you on the occasion of the opening of the 6th International Scientific and Practical Conference, Problems of Human Rights Defense in Eurasian Space. In the recent years, your meetings proved that they enjoy demand and became a forum for discussions on human rights topics and exchange of professional experience and best national and international practices. Today, you will review a range of topics related to young people rights defense, social support to young boys and girls, new opportunities for education, opportunities for career path, and possibilities to participate in social and political life. And I am sure that today's forum that unites ombudspersons, representatives of government agencies and scientific communities from many countries will allow you to offer new approaches and mechanisms of guarantees for young people, including those for development of human rights movement among young people and organization of work under the umbrella of Ombudsman. I wish you a fruitful job and all the best to everyone. President of the Russian Federation, Mr. Vladimir Putin. let's focus on the screen. We will have a presentation in the form of video conference, and we will have the Federal Ombudsman of Pakistan and Chairman of Asian Association of Ombudsmen, Ejaz Ahmad Qureshi. Mr. Qureshi, are you with us?
Excellencies, human rights in the Russian Federation for organizing this international conference on the important theme of ombudsmanship and protection of human rights. The services rendered in this regard by the High Commissioner's institution in the Russian Federation are indeed commendable. I am confident that the deliberations of today's conference shall go a long way in reinforcing the centrality of the ombudsmanship as an effective mechanism for promoting rule of law, good governance, justice, and fair play in the daily life of a common man. Ladies and gentlemen, the sanctity and inviolability of human rights is the essential feature of the concept of ombudsmanship and means to achieving the ultimate goal of good governance. Maladministration and bad governance are two sides of the same coin. Both breed in an environment of favoritism, discrimination, corruption, and exploitation, where human right is the first casualty. In Pakistan, the Office of Federal Ombudsman was established in 1983 with the explicit objective to diagnose, investigate, rectify, and redress public grievances against maladministration by government agencies. Pakistan is among the few pioneering countries in South Asia that have introduced the Ombudsman institution as a mechanism for speedy and inexpensive resolution of complaints against government agencies. The concept has been replicated to other areas of governance as well. Currently, 14 ombudsman institutions dealing with matters relating to banking.
В самом широком контексте и распространяется на большинство сфер достаточно государственного уровня.
14 ombudsmen with the matters relating to banking, insurance, taxation, and protection against harassment of women and workplace are successfully functioning in the country.
Обеспечение прав человека и
Excellencies, Federal Ombudsman Institution in Pakistan shall be celebrating 40 years of its establishment in January next year. In this long journey, it has established its credentials as an effective instrument for providing speedy and inexpensive administrative justice to the people. Beside the head office in Islamabad, 17 regional offices in different parts of the country are performing their statutory functions. Our office has over the years perfected its complaint handling mechanism comprising investigation, appraisal, and implementation of decisions. I shall focus here on some aspects of the working of the Ombudsman institution in Pakistan by way of sharing our best practices and contribution that the institution of Ombudsman is making towards the promotion and protection of human rights, rule of law, as well as good governance in the country. Our legal and institutional framework provides for an elaborate complaint redressal mechanism. It is unique in a sense that it is not only redresses the petitioner complaint, it brings to fore the inadequacies of the governance system which constitute injustice to the sufferer. No court or authority has jurisdiction to question the validity of any action taken or injunction granted by us. Enjoys the same powers as the Supreme Court of Pakistan to punish for contempt. Some of the performance highlights of this office: our head office with 17 regional offices are discharging their duties in various parts of the country under an outreach complaint resolution system launched in 2016. Our officers visit various districts to redress grievances at the doorsteps of the complainant. Around 44,000 complaints have been resolved under this project. Research studies on systemic issues were conducted and policy recommendations made to the government and the relevant agencies. 27 such reports were prepared on the subject, attracting persistent complaints including old age pension, women and children in prison, environment, pollution, etc. Substantial work was done to address the systemic shortcoming in the administration of criminal justice system and prisons in particular. Action taken on federal ombudsman recommendations include construction of jails, monitoring and verification of record, treatment of drug users and mentally retarded prisoners, educational and skill training facilities, setting up of payroll, probation and oversight committees. A draft bill on protection of children was moved in the National Assembly of Pakistan, which has been adopted and is now awaiting approval of the Senate of Pakistan. Federal Ombudsman Institution is a poor man's court. It is not an alternative to Supreme Judiciary but plays a complementary role. Over 1.8 million households have benefited from its services over the years, which offer a groundswell of support for its operations. Incidents of complaints rose from 7,812 in 1983 to 110,398 in 2021, reflecting confidence and trust of the general public. Inspection of offices of various agencies having extensive public dealing are undertaken to bring improvement in their working. Our law provides that the ombudsman shall have the authority to informally conciliate, amicably resolve any grievance. So under this mechanism is similar to alternate dispute resolution as means of social influence and conventional wisdom. Our office has set up a grievance commissioner for overseas Pakistanis. Way back in 2015, it offers an institutional arrangement for addressing individual complaints and systemic issues faced by overseas Pakistanis, which number about 9 million people. One window facilitation desks are established at all international airports of Pakistan to facilitate the overseas Pakistanis and their families. Around 88,000 complaints of passengers have been handled at these desks since January 2022. Distinguished colleagues, I would like to add here that Pakistan has played a pivotal role in promoting ombudsmanship in Asia and the Muslim world. Encouraged by its experience and interaction with the International Ombudsman Institute in different capacities, Pakistan hosted the first Asian Ombudsman Conference at Islamabad, establishing Asian Ombudsman Association in April 1996. Asian Ombudsman Association is a major non-political, independent, democratic and professional body of international character representing more than two-thirds of the world population. With its secretariat at Islamabad, Pakistan, this association has traversed a long way since its inception, which is reflected in continued expansion of its membership, adoption of well-thought-out rules and regulations of international standards. The Ombudsman fraternity witnessed another important development when Pakistan took the initiative of promoting ombudsmanship in the Muslim world from the platform of Organization of Islamic Cooperation. The OIC Ombudsman Association was formed in 2014 and Federal Tax Ombudsman of Pakistan is the Secretary General of this association and its secretariat is also located in Islamabad. Ladies and gentlemen, in conclusion, I would like to assure the distinguished representatives of various ombudsman institutions present here today that my office remains ready to share its experiences and best practices bilaterally as well as from the EOA platform. The Asian Ombudsman Association on its part remains committed in promoting mutual cooperation in all fields of professional interest and pursuing the common goal and aspirations of its membership. Cooperation between our institutions, no matter how small it may be, will ultimately be a gain for all of us as well as for the cause of important. Thank you for your time. and
Thank you so much for your informative presentation. Recently, we have seen this trend towards expanding bilateral cooperation, and today the Russian Commissioner for Human Rights has signed MOUs with 28 states, and we'll be more than happy if we'll, on a bilateral basis, we'll be able to expand our relations with you, with the Institute of the Commissioner for Human Rights in Pakistan.
Dear friends, the list of potential speakers is over. So now I would like to officially give the floor to Tatiana Nikolaevna for the closing remarks and recommendations on the final resolution. Dear friends, dear colleagues, I would like to thank you all once again for your participation,